What is your position at this time on, we touched on it briefly, but I don't think it was very clear. What is your position on cannabis dispensaries, storefront dispensaries? We realize what the California Supremes have now said regarding the ability of the county and the cities to actually ban, not just regulate, but actually ban these dispensaries. But personally, what is your position on storefront dispensaries?
My personal position on it is I'll follow what the local leadership wants to do with it. And I'll support their decisions and their laws on it, and their choices on it. But it puts me as a sheriff in a tough spot, because it puts the end user, like I said before, back into a position where they're buying in alleyways, buying in these hand-to-hand deals in cars and parking lots, and I think it takes the honest purchaser and puts them in a position where they're now in a black market situation again. And we weren't maybe thinking this thing all the way through at the beginning. And it would be nice if there was some sort of compromise that we could come up with, whether it's a one-stop shop, a Costco type situation, or a pharmacy type situation, something that could come up with that would take the honest end user and give them an opportunity to have a safe location to buy from, where they're not offending those in downtown Redding or downtown, Bernie or downtown Cottonwood, but someplace where they can safely purchase this product without putting themselves in harm's way,
or without necessarily bringing unneeded or undue attention to the community. One of my fears is that our parks, without the availability of dispensaries, our parks become something akin to the Arcata Square. Do you have the same concerns?
I do, and I'm afraid that's where we're headed back towards. Is that we'll end up back towards those days when people were doing these things underhanded in back rooms, and people were getting harmed and hurt, and I don't want to see anybody getting harmed or hurt over this stuff.
It's very heartening for me to hear that it appears that your concern is going to be just in protecting the patients and the patient's safety in accessing their cannabis, just as much as you're going to be concerned about the complaints of the opposition.
That's true. I've got some dear friends of mine who live next door to a grow, and they're very upset about the smell, like you were talking about before. And I've tried to sit down with them and their neighbors and, hey, how about a hothouse? How about some way of protecting the smell, and maybe a different strain or a different brand? Is there a different way of working this out that would help the neighbors out? And they've kind of come up with a compromise, I think. So,
oh, wonderful.
So I think that this could happen elsewhere as well.